it's me, Kamilah Rose, and I'm back for our next Tarot Tuesday for April. This one's going to be for April the 13th through the 19th. So last week was great. Last week had some great energy. It had some great things going on for us. Some real growth, some real movement, some real inspiration, which is lovely for this fire season. It's lovely for this fire energy, for this Aries season, right before we head into Gemini season. So let's see now. Let me reshuffle these. All right. Right before we head into this Gemini season, I think Gemini season is going to be very interesting this year. Haven't looked at too much of the astrology related to it, but you know, who knows? We shall see. As you all know, we're doing a little bit of a different style now, so let's get these cards laid out. Okay. All right, our first one. Go. I'm telling y'all though, I'm gonna get this whole thing together as soon as I get more used to doing it this way. Ooh, King of Wands. Okay, so we're getting a little bit of a callback from last week's energy. This is a great card to get. This is going to be a card that's saying that this week we are really going to be moving into that energy of power, of feeling very confident, of very much so standing in our power. That Eight of Swords, that strength card from last time is really coming through, and apparently we're going to need it because we've had some conflict going on. Maybe some arguments, maybe it took a little bit of a push to get that work going from last time. So are you the victor, or are you in the background kind of nursing some wounds related to the stepping into this role of being the King of Wands? Or did you have a King of Wands kind of step in and bully their way into getting their response? Let's see, one more. Oh, Queen of Swords. Well, either way, you're going to have to stand up and kind of grab these swords and really speak clearly, take the lead, not be afraid to be in the spotlight, not be afraid to speak your mind and communicate very well. That's going to be very important, particularly if you're running up into roadblocks against kind of getting what it is that you want done and really making these moves that you want to make. So that's our general energy for this week. Let's see what else is influencing it. We have a Three of Wands, and the Three of Wands is suggesting that we have kind of made some choices, but we're needing to shift a little bit more, in that we're going to need to... Oh, let me go turn on some more light. I was like, why is it so dark in here? Better. Okay. Three of Wands is indicating that we are going to need to definitely have some choices, have these options open up to us. It's going to be something where our feet are going to be firmly planted on the ground. Like, we're really in our power right now. We're really feeling very stable, very secure, and very much so aware of where we are and where we're going to be going. And this is exciting, especially since we have so many opportunities coming forth for us. What's going on with that? Ooh, and it feels like a lot. Maybe it feels like too much. We've got that Ten of Wands that's clarifying this Three of Wands. So maybe you need some help. Maybe you've got some ships coming in to help you out, but also maybe you've got so many expectations from all these people. Ooh, and we are really feeling overwhelmed. Definitely feeling very overwhelmed. This kind of speaks to some of the general energy that we saw. Particularly, look how they kind of match up a little bit. We've got that King of Wands and Three of Wands. So this is a person that's very stable, a person that is very much aware of what's going on and where they want to go and what they want to do. The options are in front of them, and they're ready to kind of go after them, right? But then we have, like, when you have all these options, when you have all these things coming to you and you're in this position of power as a King of Wands, it can be a lot, right? Especially if maybe you're not used to being in that role, or maybe you're used to being able to share a lot more of the burden. You know, either these ships are a whole bunch of people coming in to help you, or these ships might be more people asking more and more from you. So then we get kind of caught in our head, right? We're going back and forth. We're wearing ourselves out. We are just picking up so many responsibilities, and we're just feeling really overwhelmed externally, which is hindering us internally. And we're really starting to kind of just let those thoughts bombard us and making us feel like maybe we're not going to be able to secure the bag or to be able to handle the situation. Like here, where we see having this victor kind of picking up the swords from the ground after the battle, and then those two in the back kind of trying to console each other from the loss. So what we have to do is we have to take one of these swords. Again, take one of these swords and really kind of focus, pick a lane, pick a battle, pick a route, as you can see, and move forward there. We will not be able to do everything that we desire. Put those away, save them for another time. Judgment card is kind of our present, what's coming after that. Okay. So in the Judgment card, this is indicating that this is really you reap what you sow. Very much so the things that you have done are kind of coming to bear in the present and in what's going on with you right now. Let's see what the clarifiers are for the Judgment card. Prince of Cups. So this is something that you've been emotionally attached to, and look at that. We're right back with that Ten of Pentacles. Okay, so these are things that this is what you have. You're emotionally attached to it because it's something that's been passed down to you. Whether that is something that is passed down to you from your family, it's something that you inherited, it's just something that you feel really passionate about. Maybe you're one of those people who believes in, karmic inheritances and all that other stuff. I don't necessarily believe in all of that. I think it's really more so you feel very much connected to it because it's recent, because it's something new. And the judgment aspect of it is you really feeling like you need to protect this thing and that you need to be making sure that no one's saying, necessarily negative things about it. Like you really want this to be something that in the long run, you're able to speak proudly of. Again, we have that Six of Cups right here. We saw that one earlier as well. This is something that you've wanted since you were young. It feels very much like it needs to be protected. And, when you share things with others, when you put things out into the world, it does leave it up for people to examine and accept and assess, which can feel like judgment, and others might actually be judging what's going on, which might lead into that kind of what's this battle that's going on up here in the general. Ooh, our last card is Five of Wands. This is definitely something that gets people riled up. Temperance, you must balance out. So we're trying to balance it out, and it has gotten people riled up. Oh, how interesting. Okay, sorry, I'm just keep pulling cards. I kind of really like this new way because I get a lot more cards. I feel like it tells a better story, at least to me. In fact, I'm going to move this over so I can have a little bit more space. Okay, so our main card was the Five of Wands. So that is a card of kind of like playful competition. So again, we go back to this whole childhood thing that's coming up, this whole very innocent, maybe it was your dream from when you were younger, maybe it involves your family, something of that nature. And it's this competitive nature about it. Like y'all are kind of like, okay, who can do this better? Or who gets more excited? Or just, like, okay, well, I came up with this, or I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do this. Like, and it's building on top of each other. It's not necessarily a violent sort of competition. It's really that fire energy of Aries season, and that is really kind of bringing you to this space of trying to find that balance between your mental and your emotional, between your heart and your mind, that's leading you to, I should switch these around. I don't know why I always do that, but I always kind of do them from right to left instead of left to right. So these ones go there and then this ones go here. And that's leading you and being impacted by that Nine of, which you can kind of see. Okay. By that Nine of Cups. And this Nine of Cups is really saying that like you feel very satisfied, you feel very accomplished, you feel very emotionally fulfilled, which is a great step up from this space of feeling very much overwhelmed from the Three of Wands. And this is leading you to this feeling of having access to the world, right? So if you can move into this space where it's not necessarily like you having to be of loss or you having to give something up, but you working with the energy that's available to you and really focusing on protecting that which is most important to you and being able to have some compromise for the people who are here to, maybe support you in a aggressive manner, it'll give you that happiness that it is that we're seeking. Let's get the outcome card because we haven't even gotten the outcome card yet. Okay. Our outcome card, maybe I should pull this up just a little bit. I'll do this for the next reading. I want to be able to see it though. Pull this up just a little. Okay. I think that was just enough. All right. Our outcome card for this one is the Alchemist. This would be the Magician card. It is the number 1 card. So we're skipping the Fool, but we go from the World to the Alchemist. We are really in a space where we have complete and total ability to make the decisions that we would like to make. As you can see here, so here's also a little, if you're into reading tarot, we have the Wand, the Chalice, the Pentacle, the Sword, this individual who is able to harness all of these elements. It's a very fire sign, very fiery energy, but this individual is able to kind of take all of these, utilize these skills, bend them to his will, your will, and be able to have something come forth from it that he greatly desires. Interestingly enough, to clarify for this is the 7 of Swords, which means that maybe you're being a little sneaky with things, or that to be mindful of others being a little sneaky with things, that maybe you're trying to use your will to get what you want instead of working with others in the way that you should. And this would mean that it's because there is a great emotional attachment to it, going back to that Prince of Cups, and perhaps, a naivete that's here, that's very present with all that innocent childlike energy, that you want to be open, and you're listening, be impacted by something that feels very much like that first the courting, when you first fall in love, when you first find something you're really passionate and care about, you're not always thinking clearly. And so here we might be feeling like cutting some corners or doing a little bit of manipulation in order to be able to really kind of get what we want, because our feelings are so close to it. And then that leads us in the final place, because we have these decisions that keep popping up. So that is our outcome. This is a beautiful reading for this week. I'm very excited for it. You guys let me know, there's a lot going on for this week, but I find that as we all know, there's just been a lot going on anyway, so we might as well go ahead and just dive into it and accept that these will be weeks that start off with a lot happening. So I think this is going to be good though. Well, that's it. Y'all let me know how you're doing. Let me know what you think. I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.